there, I'm Đức. I'm a student from 11A6.
Hi, my name is Thằng and I'm learning in class 10D1.
And I'm Michael from class 10E1.
Homeschooling is a big responsibility that requires a substantial investment of time and effort. For some, it can provide a positive, child-centered educational experience that meets a child's needs and further their interests. However, homeschooling is not for everyone. In some cases, homeschooling can go badly and be a painful experience, particularly when the parents aren't prepared for the day-to-day realities of homeschooling. The research on homeschooling have found that more than a third of homeschooling parents decide to stop homeschooling after the first year. Homeschooling is recommended in cases where children are struggling in conventional school or in cases where parents want to provide their children with an alternative education experience and have the time and resources to throw themselves into creating a quality, child-centered learning experience. So, what are the pros and cons of homeschooling?
First of all, let's talk about the positive aspect, flexibility. This is one of the main reasons why many parents choose to homeschool, since those parents will have a choice of curriculum and there's complete freedom in how to teach and what to teach their children. If your child has a particular interest, you can spend time developing it, and some parents may have a particular value system they want to incorporate, and others may have a child with special needs who needs a customized approach. For instance, children with autism or other mental illness, they can't just learn like normal children. They must have a special way to approach knowledge. And the benefit of homeschooling is that the probabilities are endless.
When parents send their children to school, they always worry about whether the child is safe, whether the child will be bullied, or whether the child will concentrate in class. But when learning at home, parents can have 100% complete control over what their children are doing and don't have to worry too much about safety since they have the control. One thing that homeschooling brings that many parents love, especially for families who don't have a lot of money, is that they can reduce their spending because they have to pay tuition for their children at school. According to Public School Review, the average amount that a public elementary or a secondary school, including charter school in the United States, spent per student is $15,205 in 2021. There are many families in the US who generally agree that it is a large amount of money for a primary or a secondary school student. There will be families who can afford to send their children to school. Some families have enough money, but it will be a big hole for their family finance. Every coin has two sides, and homeschooling is not an exception. In addition to the benefits, there are some drawbacks to such an educational approach.
Out of work, less time for parents are the drawback of homeschooling. In addition to the household chores that parents have to complete, there are now teachers, tutors, curriculum researchers, and principals teaching and grading a day or week's worth of learning on multiple subjects takes serious time and effort. Plus, as delightful as it can be to tailor education to each child's learning style, this can add to the parents' workload too. The parent workload of homeschooling likely to leave the parents less time for themselves. Some homeschooling parents said that they don't have time to shower, let alone for exercise or take care of their own needs.
Perhaps the most common problem with homeschooling is the lack of motivation to do their work. Sometimes homeschoolers find it difficult to motivate themselves to study at home, especially if they have too much busy work in their curriculum or the curriculum doesn't suit them well for other reasons. Because core subject like math needs to be learned, motivation is an essential part of home education. Issues with failing to get children motivated at home are also a major cause of stress for homeschooling parents. Lack of motivation can often occur when a student is overwhelmed. Sometimes children can feel like they are standing at the bottom of a mountain and they are not sure how to take the first step.
In conclusion, homeschooling can be very stressful, but it can also be rewarding. However, homeschooling is not for every parent, and those parents who are unprepared or unwilling to make the commitment to be an effective teacher should avoid it.